Hey guys, so I had the bug out the other day, drove it to work, cruising home in the afternoon, buzzing along about 45 miles an hour, going down the road, had the radio playing and the windows rolled down and it was a nice sunny day, and I heard a funny sound in the back, kind of like this. So I quick looked in the rearview mirror out the back window and I saw something tumbling down the road, like a stick or something. Now the first thing I thought was, oh, it must be a push rod, and push rod tube must have fallen out, which I thought was kind of unlikely. So I look in the mirror down the road and I'm thinking, okay, I don't see any oil. What could it have been? Now the rational person would have just stopped, but it was about 90 degrees out and I put in a long hard day at work and I was really wanting to get home, kick my shoes off and do a little relaxing. So I figured, whatever it was, I'll figure it out when I get home, and if I need to go back out and get it, you know, I'm going to work the next day, so I get home, and I park the car. Of course, as I'm driving up the road, I turn the radio down a little bit, and the car seems a little bit louder. So, I get out of the car when I get home, and of course, something's missing. There should be a tailpipe sticking out right here. That's what I lost, was my tailpipe. And I thought, well, they're only like 30 bucks for a set of them and the clamps and everything. So if I can't find it, you know, no big deal. So the next day, I drove to work. And about where I had seen it fall off of the car, I slowed right down and started looking around, and sure enough, I found it. So now I have to put it back on, which won't be too difficult. It's just these clamps are wore out, and actually these clamps, there's supposed to be some kind of a rubber thing in there, or maybe not rubber, but you know, heat resistant something that clamps this and keeps this from coming out, and there's just not really anything left to clamp to. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put this back in and just put a self-drilling screw up through the bottom. The muffler's not in the greatest shape anyway and will eventually need to be replaced, and the chrome tips are cheap and they're kind of rusty, so eventually it'll get replaced. But we got some nice weather and I probably want to drive the car, so I'm just going to put me a sheet metal screw in there. Probably put one in the other one too, just to ward that one from falling off. So I'll get that done and check right back with you. Alrighty. I actually used a stainless steel 1032 pan head, and I put it in here right close to the flange from the muffler, so that when the clamp is on there, this bolt is actually part way over the head, so that the head, it can't loosen, it can't screw out, or not very far, because the bolt will hold it in. So it should prevent that from falling off again. And I did the same thing to the other side, just as preventative measures. I had put new gaskets in here because there was two of those donut shaped things in the gasket set that I had gotten for Volkswagen a long time ago, and I put them in here. This one was completely gone, and that one disintegrated when I took it apart. So they weren't very good quality. But I noticed something else while I was under here that has gone awry. It's kind of dark, but right there is the end of my breather hose. It's supposed to be hooked onto that fitting. So apparently that clamp is not tight. So I better fix that, because that's not a good idea to have dirt and stuff being able to get in there. So we'll fix that and we'll call this one done. The only other thing I'm contemplating doing, and I'm probably not going to do it today, but this is an 009, a Bosch 009 distributor. And they're notorious for kind of cheap build quality. And the bug runs really good, with the exception of it's lacking a little bit of low-end torque. I don't know if it's tired or if it's the carburetor that's you know, starving it for fuel, a little bit of low end torque. But the bigger problem is, especially when it's colder and the engine is cold, it stumbles a little bit sometimes when you load it down, when you lug it down. And the accelerator pump is working, and I've adjusted the carburetor like they say online. I'm thinking it's a flat spot from the distributor. So I have the one from the 75, and I'm thinking I might put it on there, but not today. Just something I'm thinking about. So anyway, thanks for watching, and tune in next time.